is Dr. Anacleto Belleza Millendez, the founder of the Beautiful Heart Foundation and the host producer of the Beautiful Heart Show. Today I have with me a good friend. I've known him for years in the health and wellness advocacy. I would like him to introduce himself first. Sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Oliver Luna, and professionally, I'm a real estate broker, and I've been in the industry. I've been an engineer also. I have many experience in taking a lot of different research in terms of vitamins and minerals and all sorts of. Go ahead.
Yeah, as a backgrounder, the reason I got so interested about what Oliver has been doing in the past was his interest in the herbs. Remember, you
Yeah.
showed us a technology just for our viewers. Background. What have you been doing those times?
I've been doing a lot of research from uh, local malunggay and some other drinks, and to make us more healthy. I myself is now 68 years old, and I need to be fit. So far, right now, I'm not taking any prescription at all, and to keep me healthy, I always look for a better product.
So
And
from our old malunggay and other
malunggay,
herbs from the
yes.
Philippines, recently you discovered a new product that we would like to promote to our friends on Facebook and in the Philippines and worldwide. What is this product, Oliver?
This product is a uh, BION Plus. It's a health defense. Uh, this is a laboratory tested, clinically proven, and soluble covalent silver. It's a superior immune support. It operates in under a cellular level. The good thing about it is that it's been developed by NASA, and for many years it has been proven. So we'd like to say more about this product.
Can you show I know this is a liquid form. Can you show the actual product?
This is a liquid form, and it's a tasteless. It tastes like water by itself, but it's very powerful. It contains a silver and an ozone, and it's so small that it will penetrate the cellular level. So meaning, whatever the problem that you have under the cellular, it can enter that cellular into 1 nano, which is so small that it has an impact on killing the viruses, pathogens, and other issues that you might have.
And you administer this through the skin, or you can also take it orally.
You can either spray it, dilute it. This is like a 1 month product. You can drink it. Um, Mainly, this one I have a testimonial on my psoriasis before, and in a few weeks, it's gone already. So it's a really a very good product, and this is the best product that I've seen so far. And we're so excited that we put this in the Amazon. So this is available at Amazon. You can look at it as Bion Plus Hydrosol. It's a health defense.
Actually, when I met Oliver, I think a few days before Thanksgiving, he introduced this to me personally, and I bought one bottle, and it's reasonable price. How much did you sell it to me that time?
Well,
On
I
a
was give,
promotional price, around $30.
well, it this one is Amazon. We're marketing it at $35,
Oh, okay. But anyway,
and
in my own personal experience was, since I had a itchiness on my groin. I call it commonly as jack itch, and it's a fungal infection. And I've been putting a lot of antifungal cream, and sometimes they get so resistant to the cream. So I tried this product using it like a spray. So what I did, I had an old, so I had an old container. So I transferred it to this one, and then sprayed it like on the very first time that I sprayed it, I noticed that the itchiness was no longer as bad, and and then I did it again the next day and twice a day. In less than 3 days, I got relief of the itchiness. So that is a good testimonial on my part. So it's just that when I went to the Philippines, the remaining two-thirds of the bottle, I gave it to my brother who had psoriasis, and he told me that it also worked for his psoriasis. It's just that he said he would need more, you know. So, in other words, people in the Philippines who would really try this product, do you think they can? Where can they get this product
Um, we're,
other than ordering through Amazon?
right now we're beginning to promote this globally, and you can see our testimonial at silverbion.com, and you'll see a lot of testimonial about this product.
But
And
the availability, where can they get it, especially for our friends who are outside of the US?
that's why we're encouraging a lot of people to contact us to provide ways on how to get this. We can even ship it to them, or we have some local people also in the Philippines that we're talking right now.
But say
So
say they
right now
would
it's an
order it
open.
through Amazon, maybe the shipping and handling fees
If
would cost
you're
them
from
more.
the US, there's no shipping if you are on a Prime member,
Oh,
and
okay.
it can be shipped out, or we're also on the eBay that you can order it from eBay.
So this for now that's the way to get the product by ordering through eBay and Amazon.
Yes, or through other people that are from our
Do you have some
rep-
people
rep-
in the Philippines who are now distributing this
yes,
BION?
yeah, yes, we have. As a matter of fact, I'd like to call in Lana over here and to discuss more about the marketing and her testimonial about this.
Yeah, but before we call Lana, I have a team of people who are into sports in the Philippines, actual sports. Some are in esports. In your experience, if you use this like an energy drink, what is your suggested? Because $35, and then to drink it one time. So, what are other ways of taking this
Uh,
orally?
Orally, I mean, as you can read on how to take it, you can take it into 1 teaspoon, only 1 teaspoon in the morning or the
So, a
evening.
teaspoon a day.
Teaspoon or 2 teaspoon, depending on your case. But there is no really. You can drink the whole bottle, and there's no side effects.
So, there's no overdosage.
There's no overdosage, and it tastes like water. But the good thing about it, because of the silver and ozone built into it, that is make it more effective. Sometimes I if I have a cold, I gargle a little bit of it, and then it's gone. So the effectivity of this is really very powerful. Only small dosage, and you can try it, or you can spray it. You can even give this to pets and things like that, and you'll see the results. And we have a lot of testimony. Just spray it. If they have psoriasis, they have some itchiness, especially itchiness, you'll see the effect very quick.
Yeah, but this is a good antimicrobial liquid. It works for bacteria, it works for fungus, viruses.
Yes,
And
because the reason why it works, because if you have a cell, or our cell itself, you need a solution that will penetrate the cell. So since this is a very small, or about 1 nanometer, it will easily go there and also work inside your cellular level through your mitochondria and all those liposome and things like that inside the cell. And that's how it works with the killing the virus and pathogens
yeah.
because of so small.
Actually, silver, in my practice over the years, we are using a silver cream, or the brand, it would be Silvadene, for burn patients, and they really work to control the infection on the skin, as as an antibiotic. Now, if you take this orally, say you drink 1 teaspoon, then it acts like a capsule antibiotics, because the same thing. The would that be, we would
Yes, actually, this one whole bottle, to give you an example, if you take a 1 gallon, 1 gallon of distilled water, and you just put 2 ounces of this, and then you start drinking that gallon itself, you can take 2 or 3 glasses of that per day. That is very effective because it's so small and it will hydrate your body, and that is another way of taking this. So the whole bottle of this is equivalent to 4 gallons of distilled water. You can put it 2 ounces each, and that will prolong the effectiveness of this. And I've been taking this.
or maybe you can also dilute this in,
Oh yeah, and then the good thing about it, once you put it there, take about the more like 24 hours after you put it there. What happens is that it will start to multiply the effectiveness of this silver oxide. That's why that's how I take it also orally and drink it like a glass of water, and it's very effective. And I have already consumed 40 gallons of this since I've been, and my energy is very high. So once you start taking this, you can see your inflammation inside your body will be gone. So it is an what they call adaptability, because it looks for something where it's needed and it starts working on that cellular level. That's why it will penetrate through your blood and things like that, and you'll see the good results with this. So I'm very happy to find out about this product, and we're excited of promoting this. Hello, my name is Oliver Luna. I've been doing a lot of research. I'm a good researcher, and I've been taking a lot of vitamins, minerals, and I come up with this special kind of products. It's a very important that I'd like to introduce this to you. This is like a covalent silver. It's an hydrosol, which I'm going to explain the meaning of that. This is about advancing beyond antibiotic, because a lot of people are using a lot of antibiotics as the first things that they have in mind. If they get sick, I want to get an antibiotic or whatever. But this is beyond antibiotics. Let me show you why. This is a very highly technical things, but to make the story short is that it's been around for many years, from the Egyptian times. The silver by itself is being used in Egypt, ancient Greece, and it started around 400 BC for healing the wound, ulcer. So this is nothing really. It's not really. It's there. It's been there. It's from Middle Ages, Middle East, 700 years AD. It's a purification of the blood. The modern uses of this, the 20th century, was actually been developed by Dr. Robert Becker. So to let you know that the importance of silver by itself, what we call a colloidal. It's a typical size of 200 nanometer. That is you can actually Google colloidal silver, but the size of this is 200 nanometer. It's a metallic particles, but although even the colloidal silver is very effective, it has some side effect also because of this. It can turn you into blue if you have anything that is in excess. The silver salts, not the antibacterial. That's another thing of ingredient. So the hydrosols, only the ionic silver interacts with microorganism, meaning it's very small and it will go into your cellular level. And this is the best bioavailability of all species. Covalent hydrosol is the ultimate technological advancement. And then we have what we call the ozone, which stabilizes the covalence band, meaning there's a stability of this solution, stability of combination of silver and ozone, which is what they call the zeta potential. The ozone, as you know, is reduplicates an immune cell function, and more consistently, it has a more it goes inside the cellular. So the research of this is since 1893, Carnegie, a small concentration of them, from 9 to 5.5 ppm, has a big results. From that on until 1970, which is the NASA sponsored a vitro study that confirms that this is a big breakthrough that was since the NASA inception of this. So what happens was that from 1987, Dr. Acorn, the silver displaces the electrons, which weakens the molecules key to microcidal action. These are all clinically been studied, and there are some reference and exhibits on this. The conclusion of this, the silver is a very aqueous form to be effective. It's a neutral silver, has now known medical value. It's formulation that is very small, sub-nanometer size particle, and it has a greater electrical potential, which is highly energized. A lower concentration is more effective because on a cellular, if you look at the cellular, it will penetrate because it's so small into a nanometer. That's why it's effective. It can be used as like a nebulizer. This is to use to remedy SARS and other viral pathogens. These are all been researched and clinically studied way back 1940s and 70s. So in summary, the meta study, which is the clinical study, RENS, and you can Google that, 2003, which was published. There was a convincing review on the treatise that this is safe and it goes inside the cellular level. It's a silver hydrosol, making it, there's a case to combat SARS, S-A-R-S. And not only that, it is actually completely harmless to human, to mammals, and even if you compare it to colloidal silver, it's really very effective already. But this is on top of colloidal silver. This is like the Rolls Royce. If you're taking colloidal silver, that's fine. That's but that is a 200 nanometer. But if you take this one, it's smaller. It's only about 1 nanometer, so it penetrates inside the cellular level. So this dynamic silver, what we call APCOS, is the uniform picoscalar concentrated, and this is what we call it oligodynamic silver hydrosol. Due to the NASA research and development in a controlled catalytic reaction chamber for bonding the silver and oxygen in corresponding yield. It has a high zeta potential particles, meaning there's no expiration days, but we put it like 50 years, and it is very stable because of these zeta potential particles. So the work of Dr. William Blessing, this is the originator of covalent silver. They put a fusion together and suspended the bacterial conductive minerals in the solution, and they bond it together, and there's a flow of chamber. So this is a very intricate way of processing this so that it will it's a NASA research, and there's a yield of covalent silver that is extraordinary stable, will not precipitate out of solution, it will not tarnish, it will not exhausted in eradication, it will eradicate all these kind of pathogens. Now this covalent silver solution has a double bonding catalytic reaction chamber required to produce silver O3, which is a ozone, and then the silver ions required for the process. It has an excess oxygen that gives a higher yield to a covalent species, and it has a water substrate, also critical for the bioavailability. When you say high zeta potential, increases stability because it's very stable and it can penetrate inside the cell itself, and it has a double immune support. The silver itself has been for centuries been a cure or been used to eliminate a lot of different diseases, and so has ozone. So we have a combination of silver and ozone together. So the mechanism of this action is that it binds the metal proteins on saliva, especially in metal thion. It reaches the bloodstream in the bioavailable state, avoids reaction with the digestive fluids, disable oxygen metabolism enzyme in viruses, bacteria, fungi, and other microorganisms. These silver ions also on the bloodstream where the silver and ozone engage. So it actually works on the fungicidal activity, and it protects the ion silver charge from reacting with the chemicals in the stomach when taken orally. So the ozone itself, which is an antioxidant action, bond easily broken once in the body. So what happens is that it's available to satisfy free radicals by providing needed electrons. The use of ozone, the immune cells to destroy pathogens replicated by the presence of O3 hydrosol. So there are some competitive aids in the silver that are being produced on this silver. This is antiseptic, antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral. The good thing about it is it's tasteless, odorless, non-toxic, non-stinging, no taste. It contains no free radical, no reaction to medications, harmless to human enzymes, and probiotic bacteria. It improves digestion, eliminated from body when done, aids regeneration to damaged cells and tissues. It helps prevent cold, flu, organism-caused diseases. So once it's in the body, the silver ion releases its bond in search of stronger attachment to stabilize charge. So once the near virus, bacterium, or other pathogen it disables the oxygen metabolism enzymes. So as far as the clinical testing of covalent silver, we have the Belsar lab, which treated in 1991 21 HIV and AIDS patients tested. They were treated, released with no viral detection. Um, UCLA in vitro HIV study, also in 1995 by Dr. Amadou Diagne. So in Creighton University, Genesis West, Belize with the AIDS and HIV clinical trial, 100 patients with 100% success. And this is was done through clinical study also. So actually, if you go and Google sovereign silver, which is in Amazon, and BION Plus, you will find out that sovereign silver is one of the most sellable product there. Although they're very sellable, our product is more superior than those because covalent silver hydrosilver is a 100% ionic silver use, while the other competition is 98% ionic. And they don't have enough covalent bonding. This is more secure. And the good thing about it is the technology used is in NASA in our catalytic reactor chamber. So only single particles, smaller average size. So on the other side, the probability of bonding with other radicals producing salts that precipitate. So there's no delivery mechanism into cell if you compare it with sovereign silver. While this one has what they call a mineral frequency imprints, and it has a laser treated water substrate which enables the delivery into cell for pathogen kill. So as you can see, this is more powerful than what is out there. That's why we're very excited of doing the comparison with what is out there compared to ours. Since we have a combination of the silver and ozone, and it's a very small particle that penetrates inside the cellular level, and it's an intercellular availability and more stable formula. 100% ionic silver used in preparation. It's a particle laser treated water substrate which enables delivery into cell for pathogen kill and mineral imprints. So so this is we have tested all kinds of our competition, and our product is the best right now. It's the water and a lot more. The key to metabolic function is the quality and availability of intercellular water. This quantum mechanically engineered water is not only unique but provides the best intercellular delivery of nutrients of any silver substrate. It is stable, high spin state of H2O. The only water with all needed mineral isotope frequencies imprinted for human physiology. So because of this, the stable, high spin state of this H2O, what happened was that the result is the 80% greater than any other waters, the compression, hydration, and time frame. So if you are going to measure the water in terms of energy, it is about 6 billion to 24 billion bioangstrom. This is what they call the Bovis scale for measuring life force energy, which is upper limit for water in hydration absorption. So the effect of this spin state, the large cluster of water in the total volume of water, lowered ability. Only this silver oxide, covalent silver hydrosol, has the high spin state water substrate to aid in the delivery of the silver into the cellular structure of the body. This allows the silver to kill the pathogens inside the cell. So in summary, it is smaller size, greater stability, which is setup potential. It's a higher stability, longer shelf life, can last 50 years, 100 years. There's no expiration on this. It's a unique ability to penetrate to the intercell. Addition of ozone for imitation of immune cell activity. So the unique presence of all mineral isotope frequency for cells, and it's a proven 100% effectiveness with HIV and superior action on cancer, fastest demonstrated kills times, MRSA, and others. Does not harm or overload the kidney, liver, and other organs. So to recap, it's safe and effective, proven in clinical studies, including HIV. It's the most powerful immune system booster on the market that uniquely mimics the human immune system. The ozone O3, which is inhibits human cancer cell growth, 40 to 60% to 90% depend on the how you put this BION into place. So for pathogens, bacteria, fungi cannot live in a highly oxygenated body. This was through Otto Warburg, which you can Google also, Otto Warburg. The high-spin state water with mineral imprints brings more hydration, mineral metabolic support, and delivery of silver inside the cell. So it's a clear choice, and this is what we have. Now for you to see it, we have our website, silverbion.com. And we are also on the Facebook, Silver Bion. We are on the Instagram, Silver Bion. And that's my presentation. And we have on our website, silverbion.com, you'll see all the testimonials that we have right now. Thank you very much for listening.
We're back, and I have with me Lana, who will share her own personal testimony of how this BION liquid product works for herself and to the people, the loved ones who've used this as well. Good afternoon, Lana.
Good afternoon, Doc.
Yeah. So, would you please share?
Sure. Yes. First of all, I wanna end by what Kuya Oliver was saying earlier in regards to the price point. So if you're buying it locally from our distributors in the Philippines, you can access BION for a very special price of $20.
Wow, it's
20
even
US.
cheaper. Like
It's
introductory
even-
price in
yes.
the Philippines. Is,
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Wow, that's a
So-
good price. And
Yes.
there are people who have
Yes.
to reach there.
Yes.
Can you mention those people or their phone numbers?
I don't have that on hand, but certainly we'll make that available to the viewers
Okay.
later. But again, $20. The price point is excellent, and it addresses many health issues. And one of the ones that stand out most to me are issues for malaria.
Oh wow,
So
malaria.
that's a big one.
Malaria is a bacterial infection.
Right, and it's rampant in the Philippines.
Yeah. So can you share how it worked there?
Well, it'll be in the write-up,
Uh-huh.
okay, that we'll have, that Kuya will have in terms of information for the public. So I think that's, we can...
So if say a patient with malaria will just take this orally, like
They take it orally. Also, I want to let you know that this is medical grade. So literally, it can be used, through IV. The bottle is also medical grade.
wow.
So
it can be given intravenously.
it can.
But right now there's no intravenous preparation
but
yet.
it's best to as
FDA.
as they mentioned before, this has no side effects in terms of drinking it in a concentrated way. also, Kuya Oliver mentioned that, it just depends on your condition. I usually take 2 teaspoons a day, one in the morning, one in the evening.
Like a supplement, huh?
Like a supplement. But recently I had a hacking cough. So, I upped the dosage to like 4 tablespoons in the morning, 4 tablespoons in the evening. Also, I want to mention that I am immunosuppressed because I had a kidney transplant. So I'm post-transplant 7 years. And BION has really helped in keeping me healthy, keeping me stable, and being able to really give me the immune support that is necessary for my well-being.
So this is really good for people who are immunocompromised.
Yes, it is.
Especially maybe those with cancer.
Yes, it can definitely help in terms of boosting that immunity.
Or people with HIV/AIDS.
It's all in the write-ups. You will see how there is a multitude of things that BION can combat.
Yeah. What about children and infants?
This is from infants, all the way up until the elderly years. So again, because there's no side effects, storage. This has no special storage needs. Just keep it out of direct sunlight. But in terms of temperature, there's no special storage needs, and the expiration on this is 50 plus years.
So there's no expiration.
Yes,
There's no
right,
overdosage, no expiration.
Right.
Easy to take orally or a spray.
Right.
And in the very near future, maybe there's an intravenous preparation for this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So BION is also, as mentioned before, can combat MRSA, which is huge. And for you doctors who have work in the hospitals or have your own practices, this is also something that can be sold in forms of like gallon sizes and beyond. So if you want to, instead of using bleach or things of that nature, you can also use it by getting it in the industrial size to combat the cleaning of the hospitals and medical facilities.
So it can be a good disinfectant as well.
Yes, without any of the the odors that come from bleach and other cleaning agents.
But normally for people, it comes very handy.
Yes.
And then if you wanna save this, put it in a spray bottle.
Yes.
And then for skin purposes or fungal infection or bacterial pyodermas or staphylococcal infection.
Right.
It's a good one to spray, right?
Yes.
Directly to the wound.
Right.
And it should see results right away.
Yes, absolutely. So I also have psoriasis.
Oh,
and
psoriasis.
So
okay.
Also, because of my being immunosuppressed, I also have skin complications from time to time, and which is prevalent with kidney transplant and kidney dialysis patients. And so what I do when I get an itch, anytime instead of scarring myself by itching on it, I just spray it. And then what I do is I take this and I put half of distilled water or purified water and half of the BION.
Okay.
Now that I'm getting a little bit older, one of the things I'm also experiencing is dry eye. The dry eye. So what I do is I just spray it directly into my eyes. I do 2 sprays every morning. And
if it works for dry eyes, maybe it also works for sore eyes or conjunctivitis.
Yes. That was what I did. I had my daughter had pink eye, which she gave me. Okay, and so I used it. I sprayed it on both of us. I used it as a disinfectant for us, as well as the doorknobs, believe it or not, that she was touching, and that was very helpful. Of course, we did seek medical attention, but that was helpful in preventing further bacterial growth.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier that old people, especially in my case, that I'm running out of hair and gray hair. I think this is also good to spray for.
It is.
For my baldness and maybe gray hair.
Well, Kuya, I was telling Kuya not too long ago, we attended a funeral.
Uh-huh.
And he was sitting about 4 rows in front of me.
Actually, there are still leftovers here that I can try spraying. I never thought of that, huh?
Right.
So,
His hair's darker and it's grown in.
oh, huh? Yeah,
Yeah.
see? So, I not only for Jack itch now, I'm using
Right.
it for my own gray hair and baldness. And you expect some kind of growing of the hair?
Well, his hair's a lot darker. There's a lot more growth than
Oh.
he had previously. I told you
Okay.
when you saw him in November.
See, because this sometimes makes, I'm 59 years old, and sometimes you want to feel young by
But
by
it's
your
working for him.
appearance.
It's his hair. He's got more hair growth.
See, it works like a spray, huh? See,
Yeah.
and I did not even use that much.
Yeah.
So I can
So-
do this twice or
Well,
3 times a
consistency
day.
is for BION. It's
Okay.
not. There's not going to be any kind of overnight. I'm going to be,
Yeah, it has to.
healed.
It has to be
You have,
used.
I would suggest before you can really feel any real benefits from it, you've got to get it into your system and really have it consistently for 90 days.
And maybe
That's
for
important.
for young people with acne or pimples, it's also
Yes,
good to spray
yes,
on their face.
Yes. And I recently gave this to a friend in the Philippines, and she had, just from the dust and everything, she had irritations on her face
Yeah.
from the sweat and from the dust, and she had this bottle, and she said she sprayed it in her eyes as well, and then she would just spray it as a mister in the morning, and she said her pores became so much smaller and finer that she's doing that for practice on a daily basis now. And so also what happened to me in my recent visit to the Philippines, I had caught a fever with the change of weather, and from that fever, it was a high fever, and I had a real bad earache. And so I got the fever about noontime, and about 7 p.m. I had a real bad earache. I put 2 drops in the cap, and I put the 2 drops in my ear, and then that went away for the evening. The next morning I woke up with the earache again, and I put 2 more drops again, and that evening I was supposed to get on the airplane. And I just wasn't feeling well at all, still feverish. And then it helped that morning, and before I got on the plane at about 5 p.m. I put 2 more drops, and I got on the plane, and I was fine.
Yeah.
I no longer had an earache, which really worried me, because it was one thing to have the fever, but the earache was really unbearable.
Yeah, because I would suspect you had otitis media. We call it otitis media as infection of the middle ear. And after that earache, if you don't treat that with antibiotics, supposing, what happens, you will have some ear discharge that can be fouly and smelly and yellowish. And that's very common among children. And those otitis media in children, you just don't take them for granted, because they may end up having meningitis because of the closeness of the ear to the brain. And so that's really something that
Yes.
for moms who have children with otitis media or ear discharge, they can use that the way you did.
Yes,
Like,
yes. It
just-
really. I mean, I didn't have an eardrop or anything, but I just improvised with the lid and put 2 drops in there and just shot it into
or
my ear.
maybe while you're cleaning your ear with the Q-tips, maybe you can soak it, and then a way to clean your ear well.
Yes,
That's another
yes.
way of doing it,
So,
to
yes.
prevent infection there.
Right, that was very helpful.
Yeah.
And it was highly effective, and really I was able to come back to the U.S.
Yeah,
that
like
evening.
like
so.
Oliver was saying, you can gargle. So people with halitosis or those with bad breath, it's a good way to, because halitosis can be due to some kind of bacterial infection in the mouth or in the teeth. So
And so the other thing that was I have an elderly mother. She's 90 years old, and this has been just godsend for her. She has used it for like gingivitis, where she's having at this point her teeth are very sensitive and loose in certain places, and so she's used that for the
So
sensitive
the
gums,
gingivitis
the
is-
gingivitis and
okay.
the sensitive gums. She recently had pneumonia in the Philippines, and she was they had to aspirate her lungs and everything. And I truly believe that in her advanced age, one of her lifesavers, having had the BION in her system, because she's been now using it for a good 6 months, had really helped in her recovery.
Yeah.
And-
Well, as a medical doctor, I think the advantage of this is before you start taking antibiotics, which is really expensive and can develop resistance if you take it all the time, I think this is a good first aid. I mean, why would you start, antibiotics right away for a simple cough and colds and, or maybe urinary tract infection if they take this orally.
Oh, and that's the reason why I did have a fever from a UTI.
Yeah.
So that really
at least
helped.
a teaspoon or 2 or 3 times a day.
I up the dosage when I'm not well, but that was the reason why I had caught the fever in the
Yeah,
Philippines.
in
to
early
begin
signs
with.
of infection, you can take this instead of taking antibiotics and abuse the antibiotics, and you end up antibiotic resistance.
Yes.
Yeah, so,
Yes.
well, this is very
Yes.
promising product that I would be sharing to other doctors and nurses. We are discouraged not to abuse the use of antibiotics because the tendency to have antibiotic resistance.
Right,
And we're
yes.
getting those cases now. We tend to give stronger and stronger antibiotics most of the time at the detriment of injuring the kidneys, the liver. Some develop ototoxicity or damage in their ears. So antibiotics is not really a safe, a safe treatment for infection. That's why we would encourage people just to improve their immune system, take lots of vitamin C and other antioxidants, so that they will not develop a full-blown infection that
Right.
would need stronger antibiotics. So this is really a good first aid for
It is.
any kind of infection.
And as well as like an open wound.
Yeah,
You know,
you
any
can
kind
just
of-
spray right away, and
You can spray it right away, yes.
Yeah, and normally when you have some skin irritation, it starts with itchiness, and the more you touch it, especially with dirty fingers, so infection will set in, and then you get all the bacteria there, and you end up having to take strong oral or
right.
injectable antibiotics. But if you just spray right away, the same way with using alcohol and other kind of antiseptic. But I think this is better than alcohol, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you so much for sharing your information. And I
Thank you,
think we
Doctor.
still have another guest that will also share
Already left.
her own personal testimonies of how
Yes.
it worked for her and her loved ones.
She left already.
Oh, I'm sorry. She left
Oh,
already.
she left. Okay, and we'll just
She's-
edit that.
She's a nurse,
Oh, okay.
so she was called to duty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
next time,
next
huh?
time,
Yeah.
yes,
Anyway, we have a very fruitful sharing of information
Yes.
here, and we will encourage more people to try this. And I think you have a program of helping poor people who cannot afford, right? I mean,
Yes,
you have gone down the price to 20.
Yes, and
In the
we're
Philippines?
very passionate about this product, and when you see all the information and all that it can help in and aid in, we are convinced that we really want to bring it to our people, to the Philippines, and
Yeah.
we've greatly reduced the price point so that everyone has access to the BION product
Yeah.
that we're so proud of.
But if we encounter really a very, very poor patient with a terminal case of cancer or AIDS in the Philippines, probably we can help them, give it them for
Absolutely.
free, huh?
Absolutely.
For them to try and get well. And in that way, they can also give their own personal testimonies of
Yes.
how good this product
Yes.
is. Yeah, anyway, before we go, I would like to thank Oliver again for dropping by, and of course you. Thank you for sharing this
You're welcome.
very promising BION. I like the way it's being packaged. It's very handy.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and again, this can be taken orally. This can be taken through the skin by spraying,
Yes.
or maybe using a Q-tips. Okay, and maybe if this is really, really good and they develop it as like an injectable or an intravenous fluid, I think it has more benefits because it becomes part of the bloodstream right away.
It's
Yes.
a medical grade in the FDA facility.
Okay.
So it's the highly processed.
So again, to all people in the world who would like to get hold of this. Again, in other words, what's the best way to get the product?
Right now, it's go to our website and you'll.
Can you mention that website?
Yes, it's silverbion.com.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
they can order from that website.
Yes.
Even outside of this country.
At this point, it's on Amazon. We have it on eBay. But if they want to get it outside of the country, it would be best to go to our local distributors over there.
Oh, and then
we'll
we have
that.
more distributors
Yes.
in the
Yes.
forthcoming days,
Yes,
huh?
yes, and we're
And-
continuing to, for anyone who's interested in being a distributor, please contact us, and we're happy to, talk so that, again, we can continue our mission in trying to get it out to all of our kababayans in the Philippines.
Okay, and once again, I am looking forward of promoting this product as we open the Beautiful Heart Spa at the Center for Holistic Alternative and Restorative Medicine in the Philippines. So we will promote this because we will be catering to people with cardiovascular disorders, people with cancers. We will be integrating Western medicine at the same time, the alternative medicine. And this is a good alternative medicine, but really, I don't even consider this alternative because it has a scientific basis. It is silver, and the one that I mentioned earlier, Silvadin, which is silver nitrate, has been used for skin infection for burn patients. So we just push this, not just for burn patients, from all sorts of medical conditions, I think.
Yes. And I want to also add on that Doc, you and we recently with the team went to Berkeley,
Bates,
to
yeah,
Alta Bates,
yeah.
and we imparted this product with the doctor.
The lady doctor who was pushing for alternative medicine. She's a medical doctor, but she's
Meneke,
also
Dr.
yeah,
Meneke?
she's pushing
Yes.
for acupuncture and
Acupuncture.
nutraceuticals for patients with cancer and some other serious medical conditions.
Yes,
There.
and she is really using and implementing this product now with her patients.
Wow.
So,
Maybe one of these days we will go back there and interview her.
Yes.
And, maybe
Get some
other of
more
patients.
testimonials.
Yeah, more testimonials.
Yeah, but she did say that a lot of people had come to her with these with waters of different kinds, and honestly, we did not promote this product with her. She saw it, she loved the fact that it was a nanotechnology, the same kind of technologies that she is implementing in her practice with other different products, but not water. And she just loved the fact that it was water, it was simple, there were no side effects, the price point was amazing, and so she's now using this and using it on her patients in conjunction with the acupuncture.
Water really, biblically, is really for health purposes. We call it like a healing water that people would go to some pilgrimage sites to, to drink the water or to swim in that water that they thought is healing them, but this is really another form of a healing water,
Right.
a holy water, I
Right,
would say,
right.
that would help people who are sick or those who would like to be stronger and live a healthy life.
Yes. So Dr. Meneke and her team, and by the way, isn't Dr. Meneke appointed by who was she appointed by?
She's a part of. Actually, she's one of the members of the board, or she's the head of those who would be accrediting medical doctors who would like to go into acupuncture.
Right, but she is the main doctor, or the senior doctor who was named by the governor of California as the head doctor for acupuncture.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal. It's a big deal. So
And this is an add-on to people who would say this is alternative medicine, but for me, this is a good product that we can integrate.
yes.
And you may call it a drug, but you can also call this like a supplement. Water is a supplement, but water is very important in our body. more so that it is made out of a nanotechnology, adding silver ion on it, and it will work as an antimicrobial, as an antioxidant, and as an energizer.
Yes.
So again, follow us on Facebook. We have a page
Yes.
that we will come up.
Yes.
We will,
Silver BION.
yeah, we will upload this as well on Facebook, and we will get more testimonies from those who benefited from this miracle water. I would call miracle
Yes.
water. Again, thank you. Maraming salamat at mabuhay tayong mga Pilipino.
Okay. Thank you, Doctor.
Bye-bye.